Hey guys, my name is Sean D and welcome to Stone Mountain Films. Today we will be talking about 5 tips that will help you within your first month of wedding videography and filmmaking. So stick around for those 5 tips and we'll be right back. Great stuff guys. First of all, I want to thank you very much for joining me today in today's video. I will be sharing with you my 5 tips that I learned within my first month of wedding filmmaking. So without further ado, let's jump right into those tips. Number 1 is shoot with the edit in mind. To me, it's very important that you shoot and you think about editing. So think about what you will be doing in your editing software, whether it be DaVinci Resolve, Premiere Pro, whatever you use, iMovie, Windows Movie Maker, if you're still a few years back. Hopefully you see this in the future. Anyway, I digress, guys. Shoot with the edit in mind. It's super important that you think about how you will be editing certain sequences with the footage that you are taking. So if you, for example, are busy shooting people at the canopy area and everybody's having a nice drink at the gin bar and you now shooting different shots, and then you see, oh, there's a clown walking by, that's a cool clown, let's take a shot of the clown, but that's the only shot you've got as the clown, you wasted your time. That's just my opinion, guys. I'm not saying that you shouldn't get the great shots. All I'm saying is shoot with the edit in mind. Think about how you will be editing a certain sequence. Get a nice close-up of what they're doing. If they're putting on the rings, get a nice close-up, maybe a wide angle, and then maybe just a mid or medium shot as well. Just remember, framing is also important. Remember to frame your subject by using the rule of thirds. So activate that little grid. It does help a lot in the beginning. Guys, tip number 2 is get to know your camera settings fast. Remember that this is the tool that you will be using. A mechanic that works on a car knows the type of tools that he needs to accomplish something. If he wants to fix a certain part of the vehicle, he knows what tools to use. Just like you as the filmmaker, you are supposed to know what tools and how to use a specific tool to accomplish what you want. So get to know your camera settings, know that your shutter speed should be double your frame rate. Remember those small little things. Work with your ISO, know when it starts getting grainy so that you can keep your ISO under that grainy part. Small little tips, guys. That's what I've learned and I'm just translating that over to you. So get to know your camera settings fast. Tip number 3 is spend time and invest time on your editing software. It is important that you spend time using your second tool that you will be using is mostly your editing software. You will be sitting at your editing desk most likely a little bit more than what you will be out in the field, especially in the beginning. As you get a bit better, your editing is going to get a bit faster and faster. But remember, it is important that you know the ins and outs of your editing software. Because at the end of the day, if you don't know what's going on there, clients. Let's get back into it. Invest time on your editing software. Know how it works. Google and YouTube tutorials. And if you're not watching tutorials, you're busy spending time editing. Even if you're out in the garden, just grabbing a bit of a sequence of bees and flies and birds and flowers, and you just bring that back into your editing software so that you can practice. That's fantastic, because at the end of the day, you just invested time on yourself and on your business and on your future. You're gonna get good fast if you do that. Fantastic, we are getting closer to the end, my friends. Tip number 4 is learn color grading fast. Now this is super important, guys. So if you are out in the field, remember not to over or underexpose footage. But if you did that right in the field and you bring that back into post, you are going to be sitting with a bit of color grading on your hands. it is important to know how color grading works. So I know DaVinci makes it a bit easier than Premiere Pro. That's just what I picked up from using both softwares. However, for me in Premiere Pro, make sure that you are using your lumetri scopes when you are color grading. Make sure that your whites are not clipping. Make sure that your blacks are not clipping. And make sure that your colors are not oversaturated. And if there's one color that is a bit oversaturated, just bring it down a little bit. If you guys want me to make a tutorial specifically on color grading, please drop a comment. I will definitely do that for you guys if you are interested in that. So please remember to drop a comment. Any tutorial, guys, about what we are talking about now, I will be doing that for you. Whatever you want, I do within certain parameters, of course. Fantastic, guys. Lastly, tip number 5, get a ton of B-roll. I cannot stress this enough. Remember that you are creating a film. A film has an A-roll and a B-roll. Well, they call it A-roll and it has B-roll. So you've got your main video footage over here, and now you need something, let's call it the sugar and the spice that makes things nice, B-roll. Now, if you don't know what B-roll is, it's basically the footage that you layer on top of your normal footage to make it look nice. So if someone is talking about a cup of coffee, for example, you will be showing a cup of coffee. How you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Anyway, guys, so get a ton of B-roll. It is super important. If they are putting on the rings at a wedding, for example, get that nice parallax movement of them putting on the rings if they are busy cutting the cake. Get footage and shots of the cake beforehand, wide, close up. You know, those establishing shot, that mid-range shot, and then also close-ups. Make sure that you do also play around a little bit with abstract or something the unseen. Go a bit lower, go a bit higher, go through a plant. Use different techniques, still be creative, but do get a ton of B-roll. Remember to get the tables, the glasses, the settings. Your clients paid a lot for this day. They want you to capture every single client. You see? So, where was I? Oh, anyway, so get a ton of B-roll. Make sure that you do spice up your footage with a ton of B-roll. What I was saying is your clients are paying a lot of money for this specific day, and they are paying you a lot of money to capture this wonderful day for them. So don't screw it up. No pressure. Anyway, guys, stay creative, keep making films, and just have a good time doing it. I am Sean D with Stone Mountain Films. Thank you very much once again for joining me today. If you have learned anything from today's video, please make sure to drop a like and hit the subscribe button for any further videos. And if you want me to do a tutorial or talk about anything specific regarding filmmaking and wedding filmmaking specifically, you are more than welcome to drop a comment and I will see how I can help you. Have yourself a wonderful day. Stay blessed. Stay healthy. Goodbye.